morning, ABC News reporting live from Warsaw International Airport. This morning at 9 a.m., the usually busy airport is quiet and deserted. The entire Warsaw Airport crews are on strike, and flight operating in and out of Warsaw will be cancelled.
We have to stop using pesticides for crops used in baby food to preserve the pure and natural image of our baby food. Let us consider how we can take action to at least reduce the pesticides for the time being and to slowly phase it out. A restriction could be imposed on the amount of pesticides used in each application to crop, and this limit should be gradually reduced each time. Another way to apply pesticides specifically instead of spraying onto the entire plot of crops, at times being too excessive. So what other ways can we reduce the use of pesticides?
I think farmers can be encouraged to scouting fields for insects, preventing unnecessary pesticide application, and identifying the most effective time to apply pesticide. Also, mechanical control for weeds can be carried out. We can also encourage and educate farmers to practice crop rotation in order to support the continuous growth of pest and insect feeding on a specific crop. With regards to the issues of forestry plant destroying the pure and natural image of Gerber's baby food, it is unlikely that the government will be able to find a buyer for the plant, considering its complicated environmental problems which could potentially be very expensive to remedy. Furthermore, with the change in Polish government factions, it is also highly possible that the new authority will not honor the contract to sell borax dairy independently. Hence, it is suggested that Gerber should keep the borax dairy plant and set up another subsidiary to manage it as original state. This is viable as a diversification of business and as a contingency plan should there be any drop in demand of baby food, and the sales of alcoholic beverages could still draw revenue for the company.
It is important that both the government and us have to come to a compromise. We could conduct a meeting to communicate our ideas. We have to understand where each of us is coming from. We know that Gerber's investment into Poland will help in Poland's development since the country's economy depended on capitalization of the industry. Since our investment is crucial to Poland, we could negotiate with the government for tax grants as an incentive for us to invest in Poland. It is a mutually beneficial relationship for both of us. Environmental cleanup liabilities is tied up with the ownership of borax dairy facility. If we were to continue owning borax, the government should provide subsidies to financially aid and to reduce Gerber's capital infusion into cleaning up. What do you think we should do in the event of crop failure?
In order to prevent stockout of raw material during crop failure, it is important that we establish and maintain good working relationship with a number of reliable suppliers, such that in the event of crop failure, we can still rely on them for raw material. Gerber could research on the history of Alima facility and identify possible claimants. We have to recognize that it is not possible to identify all claimants. Thus, it is more important to identify those who have a larger stake in ownership of the land or own a larger portion of the Alima facility. So what do you think Gerber should do after identifying?
After identifying the possible claimants, our company will carry out negotiations with them to come up with the best compensation scheme in return for full ownership of the land, or possibly issue shares to those potential claimants if they still want to have a stake in Alima. This is to take a preemptive measure in case of anyone wanting to claim ownership of Alima and resulting in further undesirable disputes in the midst of operations. Amiable relationships have to be formed with the employees. This is a way to mitigate the risk of labour strikes which could result in days of work loss and profit loss. Moreover, we have to assure the current employees that there will be no retrenchment after acquisition and their remuneration will be fairly drawn up.
Furthermore, good employee welfare is also an important mitigating factor. A comprehensive welfare package can also be given to the employees.